Hello, grade 1. Today we are continuing with Unit 3 Light, and we will start new lesson, How do materials block light? And it is in the page number 98 of your textbook. 98 to 99 we will be doing today. So let's start. You already know what is this one. This is light. So let's recall the vocabulary that we have learned in our previous classes. What is light? Light is a kind of energy that lets you see. Shadow. What do you mean by shadow? Shadow is a dark spot made when an object blocks light. Reflect. Reflect means to bounce back from a surface. In today's lesson, we'll be learning more about shadow. We have already seen that what is shadow. Shadow is a dark spot that is made when the light is being blocked. The light is falling on the table, but it is being blocked by this ball. So what happens? The shadow of the ball is being formed. A dark spot is being formed on the table. Why it happens? Because the light is being blocked by the ball. Let's move on. What do you mean by sources of light? We have already learned about sources of light. Let's review them. Objects that give out light are called sources of light. Let us see some few examples of sources of light. Fire, it gives on its own light. That is why we are able to see in a dark room. Even in the dark sky, when we go for campfire, all the things we are unable to see, but we are able to see fire. Why is it so? Because fire gives off its own light. Torch, lamp, laptop, television. The light is being emitted from television. Light is being emitted from the screen of the computer. Light bulb. So we are able to see the light coming from these sources. Okay, so these are some of the examples of sources of light. What is a shadow? A shadow is formed when an object does not allow the light to pass through it. You can see the shadow of the boy jumping on the ground. Okay, so the boy is blocking the light that is coming from the source of light. Okay, so the shadow or dark spot is being made on the ground. What direction does light travel? We must know that light travels in straight lines. So it goes in straight line. How are shadows made? Shadows are made when there is an object blocking the light from hitting the surface. The object needs to be a solid object. If it is clear, then the sun will pass through it, whereas solid object will block it. This means that shadow will always be on the opposite side of an object to the sun or light. Let us do a small activity to understand what is written here. Which direction is the sun? You can see the shadow of this object on the floor. Where do you think will be the source of light, or where do you think the sun will be? Which side do you think the sun will be? We have already learned that the shadow will always be in the opposite side of the object to the sun. So which will be the right answer? Yes, the sun will be on the opposite side of the shadow that is being formed. Okay, let's do one more. You can see the shadow being formed here. So which direction do you think the sun will be? Four options are being given here. So which direction do you think the sun will be? The shadow is formed this side. So the sun will be in the opposite side of the shadow that is being formed. So the right answer is this side. Okay, let's do one more. Which direction is the sun? You can see the shadow of the man is being formed this side. So what do you think the direction of the sun? Is it this side this side, this side, or this side. The shadow is being formed this side. So the sun will be where? The opposite side of the shadow that is being formed. Okay. Let's recap what we have learned now. What is a shadow? We have seen that light can travel in a straight line. A shadow is formed when something blocks light. Here is a shadow puppet show of Little Red Riding Hood. The shadows are formed when light is shone on the puppets. The puppets block the light and shadow is being formed. You can see what is happening when the light source is being displayed and the puppets is being blocking the light, then the shadow is being formed here. Okay. What do you notice about the shape of the puppet and the shape of the shadow? Compare the shape of the puppet and the shape of the shadow. Is there any difference? Let's watch a video now.
This puppet show takes place in a dark room. Even though it is dark, you can see different shapes move on the screen.
So in today's lesson, we have learned how the shadow is being formed. Now you are able to answer the question on page number 99. Can you explain it? How does the artist make the shapes? We must be able to answer this question by now. You can answer it by, for example, the artist blocks the light and makes shadows. I hope you have enjoyed today's lesson of learning shadows. We will see you in the next class. Bye for now.